Hello guys, this is Stimulate Art and I'm bringing you a new and even higher quality version of my tutorial on how to set up a Bukkit server using a GUI wrapper which just makes the layout look nice on your Bukkit Minecraft server. So this wrapper is provided by Alex Ogden, which this is his website, and a link will be in the description below to his website. And you want to come onto his website and go to the projects and downloads, and if you can scroll down you will find Simplecraft Basic. There is Simplecraft Pro, which is in development at the minute. I do believe he will be charging for Simplecraft Pro, but it will have a lot more features in. The Simplecraft Basic, you can have a read through that if you like. Just make sure you click the download.zip and that will download it into your folder and your directory for where all your downloads go. So once you've done that, you will have a .zip folder. If I get my downloads up, and there's mine. Is it Daisy? Show in folder. Simplecraft and Simplecraft 1, which is the second one I just downloaded, but you only need the Simplecraft. So double click on this and you should be able to get these three files here. If you're using WinRAR, please highlight all of them, extract to, click desktop, and then up here where the destination path is, type / which I have a new keyboard so I can't find it. Nope, that's not it. I'm going to have to do this. My new keyboard is actually an American keyboard, so a couple of buttons are in different places. You want to put a / and you want to type in my server and hit OK, and that will put those programs onto your desktop in a folder called my server, and you can open that. Double click Simplecraft, and in here it will say welcome to Simplecraft, your first time setup, and under the Simplecraft settings click download latest Bukkit build. Now you may need to change this again once it's downloaded, depending on what version of Minecraft and what version of Bukkit is released. What I will tend to do is download the latest beta version from Bukkit, which is basically a version which is being tested by the developers and is pretty much 99% ready to go into full commercial use. The developers version is the one that they have just put out for all the people who just want to play around on a server and they don't need any sort of management tools used properly. And the official release is the one that, well, that's the chosen one if it's available. For your IPv4 address, click auto detect. Mine came up with 192.168.1.100. Yours may come up with a different number. It may not even come up with a number at all, but it should. If it doesn't, please give me an inbox and I will try and sort something out for you. Your Java version, just click through each one of these until you find the one with the tick next to it. I've got all the versions except for 632-bit, but if you've got it, please use the 7x64 JRE7x64 and click confirm. Then it will ask you to restart Simplecraft, so just close, come back into your folder, double click, that will open it up again, and just give it a second. My computer's actually using up quite a bit of RAM and I don't know why. If this server comes up, you can fill it in. I have filled it in already, so I will click no, and when it's loaded up like this, it will say Simplecraft is up to date. It'll tell you the version, and this is the basic layout of Simplecraft. So I'll go through a couple of things with you. Now all of these are pretty self-explanatory. The start server, which will start it up. The reload, which will reload your server once it's running, or I don't know what happens. No, nothing happens if you click reload while the server's off. Autosave, which will automatically save your world for you. So if you were to have your server, if your server disconnected from the internet, or if someone was to take down your server like a hacker, it will automatically be still saved to however often the autosave is. I'm not quite sure on that one actually. Force save will save the world for you. You can do this just before you turn the server off, just for safekeeping. Help, this brings up all the commands, so if I was to start a server here and click help, I'll wait for it to prepare the spawn area. Just give it a moment. And if I was to click help, it would come up with all these /ban or /ban IP, just all the default commands that you would get in a Bukkit server. And if I end that, yep. So you can see, start server will load everything up for you. Stop server will stop everything for you. And down here you can click the list players, which will list all the players that are online in your server. Bukkit manager, now this is the bit I was going on about before. On the side here you want to make sure the version that you want is the same version as Minecraft. So if I was to quickly open up Minecraft here, and if it decides to load up, Minecraft 1.4.6, so you want to see the Bukkit version, which is 1.4.6. see the Bukkit has a dev version of 1.4.6 release 0.2, or the beta version, which is 1.4.6 release 0.1. Colour scheme. But I would recommend whichever one of these has the R0.2 or the R1. But make sure it's the same version, so you can't go for the recommended build because they haven't got a 1.4.6 recommended build out. So I will go for the development build, and that will just download the latest version of Bukkit onto my Simplecraft program. And once that is done, I shall go into the server properties, some of the settings in there, and the Simplecraft settings. There we go, to finish downloading. But what it would normally do is ask you to restart your Simplecraft, so I'll go ahead and close that and reopen it. You'll notice once you've ran your server, in the file that you made at the start where you put your Simplecraft, and I think that's all where you extracted your Simplecraft to, yes, the actual folder will have quite a lot of new things in it. It's got your world, the nether, and the end, all as separate worlds, just to make it run a bit smoother. It will have, yeah, it'll have all of these, or it should do after you've run it for the first time. I'm going to click don't show again because I have already filled that in, and I'm going to close off that. And if we open this and start server, if you see here now, it says starting Minecraft server version 1.4.6, and it will go through and load everything up, so I can now join the server on 1.4.6 Minecraft. Before I do that, I'm just going to take you through the properties and the settings. Now the properties are reasonably easy to change. This is some of the stuff that you would have filled in at the start, but a lot of it isn't. For the server name, you can choose whatever you like for this, so I would choose Stimulate Arts Private Server. And the level name, I normally would just keep this as default at world. Max players, this can depend on how much RAM you are allocating to the server, which I will get into in a minute, but I normally keep mine anywhere between 20 and 50, and I have 8 GB of RAM. The difficulty, you can choose what you like. I always set mine to normal. And I would leave online mode ticked. The whitelist is just so if you wanted a whitelist, so if you only wanted certain people, you can go in here and then play a name if I want to whitelist myself. So I'm Gregsy is my Minecraft username, and then click add, and then save and close. And then this is the software developer Magical.Flump. He's the one who designed all of this software. He did actually join my server a while back, and I've now begun talking to him about different things, but he is a very helpful person. So if I don't cover anything in this tutorial, I'm sure if you contact him, he will. So I would definitely add Magical.Flump to the whitelist and click OK. Click OK, and you can continue editing in here. This just have a flick through and you'll be able to, it's pretty self-explanatory. And then click save, and no IP, yeah, IP address, auto detect, then save. Okay, and I can close that. The Simplecraft settings. This is the bit you were filling in at the start. Now, I was talking about RAM and how many people could join your server before. Each gigabyte of RAM equals 1024 megabytes of RAM. So 1024 in here equals 1 gig. So if I wanted 2 gig, I would type in 2048. And if I wanted my maximum RAM to be 4 gig, it would be, will I do the math here? It would be 4096. And that would mean the minimum would be 2 gig, so it would always be running at least 2 gig, but if anything demanding came on, like a lot of TNT was placed, then this would be able to handle it all blowing up. So I'm going to leave that at 2 gig for my server and click save. Okay, and up here is the support tickets, which will open up his feedback and suggestions. So if you have an idea for him, you can enter it in here, or if he will leave messages in here for, yeah, he had a little bit of a problem with the UPnP, but yeah, just don't worry about that. You can send him some information if you want to suggest an idea for him, which I'm sure he will be happy to take on board. Click close, and that is pretty much everything. I am going to now show you the server by opening up my copy of Minecraft. So where's mine at? Don't know what's wrong with my Minecraft. It always lags a bit when I'm loading it up, but when it's running, it's fine. So if I put that down the bottom corner there, we'll be able to see. If I go to multiplayer and you want to add a server, type in my own server. So my own server. The server address for you is local host, unless you're hosting it on another machine, in which case you'll need to get the IP address of that machine. But local host, or you can type in what was in your server properties and the auto detect. So mine's 192.168.1.100. I would type that in as well, but for simplicity I'll just leave it as local host and click done. And down here is my own server. See, I've already got it up here. Both of these are local host. If I was to join this, and if you notice if you notice in the bottom right, it says Simplecraft, the player has joined the game. And if I was to start, if I was to issue a command, it will show up here in the Simplecraft. Where's it at? Up in the Simplecraft GUI. So if I was to type into Minecraft /fly, it will show up in here. I'm Gregsy, issued server command /fly. But yeah, from here you can pretty much have your own server ring and do what you want with it. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to send me a YouTube inbox or add me on Skype. My Skype will be in the description, as will the developer of Simplecraft Skype. He is called Magical.Flump, I believe, on Skype, but I will put that in the description anyway. So yeah guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial.